Time for Fox Carolina weather. Weather Rate certified most accurate local forecast.
And we are looking live in Greenville County right now as rain is starting to push in. This is really the first round with the potential for severe weather actually increasing later on tonight. We've got some heavy downpours, gusty wind already on radar currently. So let's take a look at what's falling out there. Again, a line of heavy showers. Not a whole lot in the way of thunder with this, but there's a lot more lightning with the second round that will move through toward dinner time and beyond. So here comes the first batch of rain, starting to see light rain in Greenville, still quiet in Spartanburg, but Clemson getting some very heavy downpours. At least this is moving, so the flood threat will be low in these areas. Notice the steady rain picking up in Easley, conditions clearing up around Seneca and Walhalla. We've got a heavier downpour there near Anderson, and this is all going to be moving across the area, stopping it to show you exactly where that heavy rain is, and it will be heading eastward toward spots like Easley and Greenville here in the next few minutes. Same thing for Anderson as well as Greer. You'll be in for that. Travelers Rest. And then notice in the mountains we have steady rain coming down and a bigger threat for flooding across western North Carolina later on this evening. And this will be the round one to help moisten up the soil, to saturate things. And then we've got even more rain that is going to be heading in later on. Temperatures, well, they've warmed up into the 70s today because we saw a good bit of sunshine earlier. Clouds have moved in now. We're in the 60s across western North Carolina. And here's a look at one of our short range models that's also doing a pretty good job of kind of pinpointing where the storms are now and where they'll be later on. So the trend is to see heavier rain develop toward the dinner hour, 6 to 7 o'clock. Gusty wind cannot rule out an isolated tornado, especially south of I-85 with some of these stronger storms. We're going to have to watch them closely, especially from about 7 to 10 as some energy is going to be basically pushing on in from the south and west. And then we'll continue to see conditions pretty active, especially in our eastern counties around 10 p.m. But then it all starts to shift out so that by around midnight, the severe weather threat going down quite a bit, but still some lingering rain on radar by the time we get to Thursday morning. Should be dry. So here's a look at those severe threat levels. Right now, flooding is at the greatest of the threats, or at least about equal to that damaging wind threat. So strong winds, gusty at times, and also the threat for persistent rain causing some issues. Low hail threat, but we do have a threat for an isolated tornado, something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on as we go through the next several hours. I want to pitch it over to meteorologist Ben Dorenbach, who has a look at our forecast as we move beyond tonight.
That's right, Kendra. Rain and thunderstorms likely early in the overnight. I'm thinking after midnight things should settle down. Might be a lingering shower, but otherwise we'll get 54 degrees, a pretty brisk wind from the south that'll eventually shift to the west by early tomorrow morning at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Mountains 48 degrees, heavy rain and thunderstorms with that low end severe threat. Flooding a bit more of a concern for you compared to the upstate with another wind that's pretty strong at 15-25 miles per hour. That'll shift to the northwest throughout the night as we pass midnight. But planning your Thursday, a much better day. I wouldn't call it a perfect day, but 62 and 68 will be our high temperatures. It'll also be a bit on the breezy side. I know today's been windy. I don't think it'll be quite as strong of a wind tomorrow, but there will still be a noticeable breeze in place and a bit cool for this time of the year. So for that reason, as I said, not a perfect day. We'll call it an 8 out of 10 on the Carolina sky meters. So good, not great, but we'll take it. But we've got some better days ahead. Friday, looking at you, 71 degrees with barely any cloud cover. That day will be 62 in the mountains. You'll also have a slight chance for a shower or two that day as we're going to have some northwesterly flow of some moisture on the backside of this system, but won't be a big deal. But look at that on this weekend. We get a major boost on the thermometer. 80s return up to 86 degrees by Sunday. Mountains will even crack the 80-degree threshold on Sunday too. And as you can see, we've got showers and thunderstorms returning to the area. Might sneak one of those in Sunday night, but overall this is not looking like anything major as of now.